This is Susan Wilbanks with BlendedInsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic. Hello, bright soul. Thank you for joining me on another podcast. I so appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy life and your busy day to connect here and listen. You know, this type of stuff raises our vibration, and I want to thank you for showing up. And I'm just going to get started with today's podcast topic, and that is saying yes to life. This has come up several times this week, so I wanted to talk about it on today's podcast. And I know that things are really tough, and sometimes we can get very resistant, and sometimes we don't even realize it. It's just we're responding to the environment or what's going on around us. So what I've really been doing is staying mindful of times when I'm tensing up or I'm taking a rigid stance about something. And so instead of berating myself for that, I've just been breathing into those areas and observing it. You know, kind of just pausing. I'm really responding to this right now. This is really upsetting. This is very activating for me. Let me get curious about that. This helps for you to really just become more mindful and grounded in how you are responding and where you are holding resistance in your body. I know it's very simple and easy, but when things are moving very rapidly like they are right now, sometimes we just forget. So I've really been making it a practice to pay attention to that. This week was insane for me. I was so busy. The week was shortened at work because of the holiday. And it's just what's going on in the world. I could barely get to emails this week. I felt like I was sprinting all week. And when it was bedtime, I feel like I would just collapse into bed because I was just so tired. But I'm so grateful. And I know that these times are challenging, but they're also changing us. And I choose to move with the cycles instead of resisting it. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, because I too can get very activated, very upset. I had several transactional issues happening this week where I'm just dealing with a company who doesn't have the same quality standards that I have. And so trying to communicate and get things done has been very frustrating for me. And I've noticed there are times when I just go off to friends, like I'm venting, and I'm like, holy cow, I had all that pent up emotion and anger. And I'm like, whoa, pause, calm down. So I've been doing more breathing practices this week just to release that and get re-centered. It's so easy to come out of your heart center in this time. And I don't know if you've noticed that, but I know for me, I've noticed that I have to work very hard at staying centered and being mindful and acting in a very loving and centered way. This week, I had been dealing with so many challenging situations and challenging people that I really had to drop down into my heart center and ask myself, when things aren't going my way, what can I do? Because they aren't going my way right now. And this is my perception. In reality, everything is going my way. It's not going the way I want it to go in this moment. It's things that I feel should be happening much quicker, dealing with companies and businesses and customer service reps and people. My standard is different than theirs. So are they right or am I right? Both of us are right in our own sense. We have different standards. And so neither is right or wrong. It just is. So I've been reminding myself everything is as it is. I have to release the struggle against the universe, knowing that when things don't go my way, I have to learn to let go of the way I think it should be and just focus on the fact that it is the way it is. I can't see the big picture, so I have to trust that the big picture is causing things to unfold in a perfect way. And so I just kind of try to recenter myself and say, okay, Susan, if you could see the big picture, you would see that everything is as it is. It's happening just as it's supposed to be. You are fine. You're always going to be fine. Everyone has their own lesson. Everyone has their own things going on. So let's try to have some compassion. Let's speak our upset in a calm and non-emotional tone. I've not been good at that. I have went completely off on customer service people this week. Okay, I say I've been completely off. I'd say when I'm not speaking in a calm and clear and concise manner, and I'm saying, hey, I'm not happy. This is bull. I don't like the way you're treating me. When I get very sharp and direct and angry, then to me, I'm not being kind anymore. I'm not being compassionate. Now, I will say, I feel as though I've just responded to the way I've been treated, but it still isn't right when you're taking the high road, at least not from my standards. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got yanked out of my heart center. I'm completely in my flesh. And I'm behaving in a manner that I'm not necessarily proud of. I really try not to walk around and react to people. So I'm in a reactive state. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, us ladies know that when it gets close to that monthly time, whatever little patience you might have had, if you were on the edge, oftentimes that time just sends you right on over. You're not going to have the patience anymore. So I start looking at these things in myself, investigating like, whoa, let me look at my tracker. Am I near that time? Okay, that's not it. Okay, what is going on? Energetically, the climate is one of change and shifting. Everyone around me has something major going on in one or more areas of their lives. So everyone around me is also struggling to keep their heart center. So I'm only sharing these things to say that if you're feeling that way, you aren't alone. I'm in it too. Everyone's in it. So I had an issue with a company that I've been trying to purchase something from, and they've just been really terrible at communicating. Lots of paperwork is falling through. They don't explain things properly, and then they don't own it and correct it. So everything has just been really, really drawn out, long, and frustrating and unprofessional, very unprofessional. And so I went online to look at this company, and there's just literally hundreds and thousands of people that have had the same experience that I've had, who have complained and sent them to the Better Business Bureau. So there's an element of that where I'm like, gosh, I'm not alone in this. So I do feel a little bit better that it's nothing personal against me. It never is anyway. But at the same token, I don't want to behave in a way that pulls me out of my zen and takes me on a lower road. I'm trying to stay on the high road, but it is a practice. And so when we're practicing, we make mistakes. So I've just kind of been in a place of forgiving myself, recentering, and saying, okay, let me send that customer service rep love and compassion. And I don't know what's going on in their situation, but it is what it is. And then let me redirect that also to myself, because I'm a human too. And, I don't want to be mistreated. Nobody does. So I've been reminding myself, and I'm just sharing it with you here, is that the universe is as it is. So our goal is to be in harmony with the universe as much as possible and avoid fear mongers. That's really what I've been doing too. I don't want to hear all of the fear mongering news and media. Don't watch the news. My TV is barely turned on ever. I'm not on social media anymore. I have an Instagram page for my business, and I have an Instagram my Instagram is connected to my business Facebook account. So I only listen to two people, Master Co. of Pranic Healing and Dr. Christian Northrup. I'm also on Denise Lynn's page, but she doesn't post that much. And then my own. And that's it. So other than that, I am living in my little happy bubble over here and just knowing that the universe will take care of me and give me information that I need at any given time. But I'm not participating in the mass fear and the mass opinions. I'm just not going to do it. And it's especially important at this time so that you can stay grounded, because the mass is in fear and they're angry, and I understand it, but I don't want to get yanked in. So I've been doing what I can to take really good care of myself and know that change is necessary to move forward. We're in the process of a massive change as a planet. And also, most people are in massive change personally. To be honest with you, I don't know a single person that is not in massive change in one or more areas of their life. And I'm no exception to that. So what I've been doing is focusing on what I can control. And that's what you can do. What can I control? You know what I can control? How deeply I breathe. I can control what I choose to put my attention on. I really can't control how other people treat me. I can set boundaries, healthy boundaries for myself. And if I'm able to remove myself from the situation, I will. But what I can do is focus on how I respond, what I focus on, and how I react. And that's kind of what I've been doing, because there's so many things that are bigger than us right now and higher than us that we can't directly influence right now, but we can do the things that we can do. So I've been looking at causes that I'm passionate about, and looking to see how I can support those causes. And I'm only going to pick a couple, because if I pick too many, all I'm doing is just standing up for causes, and it knocks me out of balance. Some people just advocate full time, and that's what they do. And I think that's perfectly fine. I think it's great. But with what's going on with me personally, with my personal responsibility load and just my energy, I have to manage my energy right now. I have to have time to meditate and exercise, to take care of my physical body, so that I am a vessel to channel the healing energy that I do for clients and through this podcast. And also when I do readings for private clients, I have to have the energy to do that, to work, to take care of family. And so I'm sharing that because, are you burning yourself out? Are you running yourself too thin because you're taking on so many different important topics at this time? I'm just saying, if I were you, I would really focus a lot on downtime right now, as much as you can. This week I had very little downtime, and I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. So my body is going to tell me no more. You're going to have to take a break. And I can feel when my body is like, don't you dare. I tend to push myself pretty hard in exercise, and I was feeling good earlier in the week. And so I was going really hard on my exercise programs, and then I'm not stretching I stretch every day, but normally I try to get at least 2 45-minute yoga sessions in a week on top of my stretching and yoga and stuff that I already do, and foam rolling. And I was so busy that I tried to cut that short this week, and my body was like, Susan, don't you dare get on that treadmill and run. My calves were really tight and cramping. And so I just listened to myself. Listening to my body. I'm doing all the things that I'm sharing with you here. So I said, okay, I know I really want to run and get some energy out, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk on an incline today. I'm not going to walk outside because it's in the 30s here. It's too cold for me. So I'm going to incline walk, power walk, which isn't as much impact as running. And then I'm going to do some extra mindfulness practice so that I can give my body time to recover and really tune in. My body's talking to me. And so this is a time to just get a lot better at that, listening, tuning in. You might want to rest more. I've been allowing myself to rest more. And there was a couple of times last week after I took my evening clients that I just did breath work. I did a 15-20 minute breath work, and I did a couple of shamanic journeys just to tune in to see, what does my higher self need from me? What do my helping spirits need from me? And so I did that a couple of days this week, even though it pushed my evening back. My body was telling me, do this. This is important. We need this. And it's okay. It's okay to do that at this time. So what I want to leave you with before we go into the healing is just remind yourself, everything is as it is. Release the struggle against the universe. When things don't go your way, you have to learn to let go of the way you think it should be and trust that we don't know the big picture. The universe has a plan. And if we could see everything, we would see it as it is, as the universe does. We do have guides and helpers, and we are very loved. We're not here alone, but part of the journey is going through the trials and tribulations. That's what being a human is all about. And we'll get through it. Just as you've gotten through everything you have before, you'll get through this too, and you'll learn things. You're going to come out a better person. These are transformational times we're in. And guess what? We're all in it together, which is kind of nice, because a lot of times when we're going through transformation, we're going through it individually. It's the soul's journey by itself. So other people are just living their best life, and you're over here having the dark night of the soul. I've been there many times. But at this particular time, everyone's having their own dark night of the soul in some way or the other. And so there's community in that, which is actually pretty cool. Don't think we'll see it again in this lifetime, for this particular incarnation, at least not for me. But I think that it's really, really neat if we choose to shift our perspective. And I've been working on that because I'm tired of it just like everyone else. I want the gyms to reopen without a mask mandate. And, I want to get back to it too. I want to go to the beach and I want to travel without having to worry about masks. And so I'm with you, but we'll get through it. As we always have gotten through everything else, we'll get through this too. So with that, I just want to do a general healing on you. And I just want to help to get you into the flow of life. So if you can, just uncross your arms and legs and focus on your breathing. And I will turn the healing on. I know my desk is noisy sometimes. I talk with my hands, so I hit the microphone, and I know I can hear it in the playback sometimes, but that's just me. I talk with my hands, even though you can't see me. So if you hear me bump during the healing, that's what's going on. And I'm cutting cords, and these are some pretty big cords. So if you can just breathe into your body, and you might want to repeat to yourself, I am letting go, just silently to yourself while I cut these cords. Okay, so I'm finishing up the healing so you can start to come back into your body. I so hope that helped, and I want to thank you again for joining me and staying connected. All your support, your feedback. I just so appreciate you. I really do. I know I say it every week, but I can never say it enough because I really, really mean it. I so appreciate you. I don't take this for granted. And, what can I say? I'm just grateful. So I want to wish you a beautiful week. Hang in there. We can get through it. Let's just stay grounded. Do the things that bring you joy and make you feel like you're nice and taken care of. Self-soothe. It's important because this is a crazy time, but we're going to get through it. We'll get through it together. Take care. Bye-bye.